Howdy, back with another interview from TFCon Toronto, and this one is with the incomparable, legendary voice actor Garry, whose voice you could hear booming down the hallway as you entered the hotel to go to the convention, and almost feels like there was a shock wave coming with that voice. If you've ever heard the expression larger than life to describe a human being, that is Garry. The man is larger than life. Just this incredible, powerful presence. The voice is such a huge, powerful voice. I imagine that's what people felt like when they spoke to Orson Welles in person. So I got to meet him, got a picture taken with him, and it's funny, I thought he was huge. I thought he was like a lot taller than me. So I felt small around Garry, and then when I look back at the picture of us, because I was describing to my wife the voice of Optimus Primal. He's this huge man. He's really big, tall, and looked back at the picture and he's not. And I said, how can this be? I felt tiny next to him. It's just that larger than life persona. But I got his autograph too. I got a print there, and I mentioned to him that my favorite Beast Wars character is Optimal Optimus, and my favorite moment from the show was when they ask him after he's transformed into Optimal Optimus from absorbing Optimus Prime spark in the Matrix. They ask him how he is, and he stands up and he's got that robotic modulation on his voice, and he goes, in a word, Prime.
In a word, Prime.
So I mentioned that to him as we were chatting, and I didn't even notice because I was just so excited to meet him until I got the autograph back to the car and looked at what he had written, and he actually wrote, in a word, Prime. And I just thought, man, that's so cool. So as I went back into the showroom, I used to have Optimal Optimus years ago, and before I started the channel, I shrunk the collection down a little bit. I got rid of all of my Beast Wars stuff, and Optimal Optimus was one of the things I got rid of. And for a while now, I thought, if I ever get one more Beast Wars thing again, I'm going to get that Optimal Optimus again. So I did. I found one in the showroom, perfect condition, came with a box too, and I just thought, wow, this is meant to be. So I grabbed that Optimal Optimus, and you're going to be seeing a full review, old school style review of original Beast Wars Optimal Optimus toy on this channel, complete with clips and the banter and all that stuff. So I also asked Mr. Chalk if he would do a quick 5-minute interview for the channel, and he said, sure. And the reason I wanted to do this little intro here is just to share a little story with you. When I did the TFCon recap, I mentioned what a feeling of acceptance and patience and love was in the air at this convention, and this is another example of that. So there was a lull at his table. I asked him, do you want to do a quick interview now? And he goes, yeah, sure, I could use a break. It's break time. So wanted to do an interview on his break was really, really nice of him. But as I'm setting up the camera and the microphones to do this, a fan comes up, and Garry says, I'm just on a quick break. I'll be back in a few minutes. And sometimes people don't really hear or understand. So this fan, he's really, really excited and chatting with Garry about all the shows he's done. And I don't want to get in the way of that. So I was just going to kind of, come back later maybe. And Garry, I guess, saw that. So while at the same time chatting with this fan and giving this fan his moment of meeting his hero, I guess he noticed that I was feeling like I was intruding on something. So he put his arm around me, and we just stood there for a few minutes. And I thought that was incredibly cool that, he can't really tell the fan, hit the bricks, I'm doing this, or, I'll get to you in a minute. So instead of just letting me saunter off and come back later, he put his arm around me and I wasn't part of the conversation, but I thought that was really cool that he was trying to include me and just treat me like I was an old buddy or something. So I thought that was an incredibly cool moment. Such an awesome guy. They say never meet your heroes. Well, I didn't really know much about Garry Chalk before meeting him. I loved his voice work on Beast Wars and pretty much anything else I've seen him on, but I didn't really know much about him, and I'm so glad that I got to meet him because I would call him one of my heroes now. So if you ever get a chance to meet Garry Chalk, man, it is so worth it. He is just such a class act and an incredible presence. Really an incredible presence, man. You don't forget meeting Garry Chalk. So check him out. He's got a few plugs in this interview. But yeah, any convention he appears at, make the effort to go and see the guy that, in a word, is Prime, Garry Chalk. Enjoy the interview. Garry Chalk, Optimus Primal, Optimus Prime.
Nice to meet you.
Optimal Optimus, Prime. It's an honor to meet you, sir, and you are a fellow Canadian.
I'm sorry?
You're a fellow Canadian.
I am a fellow Canadian. I live in Vancouver, BC, and I've lived there most of my life, except for a 2-year stint in Ottawa that I was there 1981 to 83, where I officially started my cartoon voicing career.
So when you first auditioned for Transformers, was Peter Cullen's take on Optimus Prime at all on your mind? Or
No, I wasn't aware of Peter Cullen's. I wasn't, to tell you the truth, I wasn't aware that Peter Cullen existed. As I knew, because I'd never seen the cartoon because, well, I was in my 30s, right. You know, and well, actually, no, I was almost 40. So I wasn't aware. I was only aware of the commercials, not the cartoon itself, because I never watched cartoons at that age. But, so it was kind of fortunate because I had to form my own voice.
And how do you like going to these conventions?
How do I like going to conventions? Well, conventions are fun.
That's a leading question, sorry.
Huh?
That's a leading question.
Oh, I love going to conventions, but they are very exhausting sometimes. But I met a lot of interesting people and have a lot of fun. And it's great to get to renew acquaintances with old voiceover people that I never see in real life, and also some of the artists and some of the writers who actually do the show. So it's a great opportunity for me for the conventions, and I just love meeting all the people.
So that's the past. What's the present? What are you working on now? What do you want to plug, promote?
Right now, I'm working. Well, I'm starting to work on a new series for Hallmark called Nesting. It's about a television reality show, and it's looks like it's going to be fun. It's a comedy. And other than that, the only thing I've got coming up, possibly, is a show called Monster Loving Maniacs, which is at present airing in the UK and Scandinavia, and will be coming to Canada and the US at some point in the future. I just don't know when.
I am going to train you as monster hunters, and one day you will take over my job. It is your legacy, your birthright, and your sacred duty.
That's all I got right at the moment.
Keep an eye out for that. Thank you very much, Mr. Chalk, for chatting with me today. I apologize for the drenched, sweaty hand.
Hey, no worries. I love sweaty hands. Well, look at that. Oh.
It's not room temperature. It's the power of Primal.
All right. Well, lovely to see you all. Have a great day.